Before I opened my home daycare, I thought I needed a license, some supplies, and families. But what I didn't realize was how important it was to establish business partnerships in my community and how much easier that could have made my daycare journey. Hello, everyone, and welcome to my channel. My name is Denise, and this is part three of my 5 things I wish I knew before opening my home daycare. Today, we're talking about business partnerships in your community, and we're going to cover 7 points of business partnerships and how this is of value. Who they are, how they help you, how they help your families, and why you should build these relationships before you even open your doors. So be sure to stay until the very end so that you can get your checklist. First, what are business relationships or business partnerships? When I say business partnerships, I'm not talking about anything complicated. I mean the businesses right in your backyard or your neighborhood. For example, pediatricians, dentists, libraries, fire departments, police and sheriffs, schools, colleges, supermarkets, realtors, banks, dry cleaners, pet stores, fitness centers, home improvement stores, nurseries, meaning the plant nurseries, mom and pop stores, or excuse me, mom and pop stores, and even daycare providers. These are businesses that already serve families just like you. And when you connect with them, you create a support system that benefits everyone. Now, if you are enjoying so far what you're learning, please stay tuned to the very end. Also, like and subscribe. This brings us to the second point, how to introduce yourself. One of the biggest mistakes I made was waiting way too long to introduce myself. You don't need to be fully open and you don't need to have full enrollment. You can start building relationships before you open, which is ideal. That's the thing I wish I would have known before I opened. So if you already open and you haven't thoroughly accomplished this goal, it's never too late. Just be sure to follow these steps and reap the many benefits. So how do you do this? Well, when you introduce yourself, you want to keep it simple. I said something like, "Hi, my name is Denise," but again, that was after I opened my business. So again, I said something like, "Hi, my name is Denise, and I opened a licensed home daycare." You would say, "I am opening one here in the neighborhood, and I wanted to introduce myself and learn more about what you do for families in the areas." And you can ask other questions like, "How long have you been here in the area? And what are some of the challenges that you experience?" That's it. You want to be friendly, you want to be confident, you want to be honest, be professional, and make sure you listen. Take notes of their challenges and see if you can support in any way. So, also, very, very important, try to go at a convenient time, sometime before or after their rush hour. Make sure you bring a business card or a flyer and ask them what is their best method of communicating. Should it be texting or calling, or would they prefer an email? The goal is to make a connection. You're not selling anything. Okay. This brings us to our third point. Now, what can you do for them? Strong partnerships go both ways. So ask yourself, what can I offer them? You can refer families to them, to their services, and you can display their flyers in your daycare. You can share their information in your parent newsletters. You can invite them to speak at family events or parent workshops. And when businesses know you support them, they are much more likely to support you. Remember, when you ask them what are some of their challenges, this is where you put on your thinking cap and say, who do you know that can support them if you're not able to? And we are almost to the end of this, so you can receive your checklist. So continue to keep watching. So again, this brings us to our fourth point. How can they help you? Now, local businesses can help your daycare more than you expect. They can refer families to you. They can also recommend your daycare to new families moving into the area. They may offer discount or special services for your enrolled families. They can provide resources, materials, or educational opportunities. Some are even willing to come to your home daycare and provide my favorite, show, tell, and share. I've had several come to my daycare and share food experiences, art, music, and instruments, to the additional typical, not bad, wonderful. We love our fire, police, and paramedics visits. So thank you so much for those that protect us and keep us safe. This is another thing that you can add to that. Again, if you are enjoying what you're learning, please like and subscribe. This takes us to our fifth area, how they can help your children and families. Now, these partnerships don't just help you, the business owner, they directly help the children and families you serve. Families gain access to trusted doctors, dentists, therapists, and supportive services. They get to know their local fire and police officers on a personal level. Their local mom and pop shop is more than just a store, it's part of their extended family. And children benefit from library programs, early screening, and enrichment programs. This adds value to your daycare and it builds trust with your families. Besides, aren't we all connected in some way, shape, and form? By the way, be sure to get your checklist in the link below. This moves us on to point number 6, why this matters before opening. Again, this is the part I really wish I knew sooner. These relationships should be built before you open your doors. When you open your daycare with community connections already in place, you're building credibility faster. You fill enrollment spots quickly, and you don't feel alone as a business owner. You're not just opening a daycare, you're becoming part of a community. In other words, you're extending your family. Next, this moves us to point number 7, how to make them lifelong relationships. So, lifelong partnerships are built on consistency and gratitude. So, check in regularly, refer families often, and ask the families to state your business name that referred them. Support their events, say thank you, show appreciation by referring their business and giving business in their way. Send a thank you note. And do this maybe by card and also on their social media platform. We're always looking to see how does a business rate. You can do this and show them how they rate. Make sure you personally use their services so that you can say this with truth, how much you appreciate it. Advertise them on your network page for your home daycare website. When you do this, these relationships can last for years and they will grow right along with your daycare business. This brings us to the end of this video. If this video has helped you, please like, subscribe, and comment partnership below. And if there's any other videos that you find beneficial, please comment that as well. Make sure that you stay tuned for part 4 of 5 things I wish I knew before opening my home daycare. Remember, be the person to make a difference. Open a home daycare and reap the many rewards. See you next time, and thank you for watching.